Hey, Viking fans, this is Keith Millard.
And this is Matthew Hatchett, and you are now listening to the One Bar and Lupagus Show.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I'm One Bar with Lupagus, and in this episode, we're talking about some Vikings. Might be in danger of getting cut, what I like to call the danger zone, just like Top Gun. Danger zone, danger zone.
I'm more of a playing with the boys kind of a guy himself.
If this was Top Gun, I'd like to think that, I mean, between you and I'd probably be Maverick. You'd probably be Merlin.
I'm Tim Robbins.
Yeah, you're Merlin. That Meg really messed him up.
Well, this is obviously the Kenny Loggins edition of the show. So we are going to be talking about Minnesota Vikings veteran players. I mean, these guys who were with the team last year that could be losing their job this year, just the way that Goose lost his job with that parachute accident that he had.
Yeah, one of the saddest moments in cinematography history, if that makes sense. Cinema history, I'm sorry.
I like how he said cinematography.
These are Vikings that we'll just say they've been there at least a year, and some guys that should be shaking in their booties a little bit. And before we get into it, remember, subscribe to the show. We are so close to 3,600 #swag to win some Lupagus and One Bar gear.
Would you say we are on the precipice?
No, cusp, I think.
I mean, it's close. It's like less than what, 8?
No, I think we got about 15 to go, but that doesn't matter. We want to get to 4,000 subs anyway. So let's do this. Vikings, how much training camp have they got left? Not much.
Not much. I think after the first preseason game, they start practicing normal style. So this is the last week of camp. I think we're approaching.
All right. Well, and just a side note, if you're on Twitter, go to Twitter. I just saw a fantastic video of Laquan Treadwell making a beautiful diving catch from Trevor Lawrence. It was a thing of beauty. I'm pulling for him. I want him to make the team.
He's not on the Falcons anymore?
I know, he's a Jaguar.
Jesus.
He is a Jaguar, and he made a beautiful catch, but who gives a shit about him? Let's do this. Lupagus is drinking some sort of green apple beer, it appears.
What they call a lawn chair lager. It's refreshing and bright.
All right. Well, maybe there'll be a sponsor soon. Let's do you started us. Do it.
Well, yeah, let's get into this now, but let's hop in here. Let's go balls deep. I'm gonna go with the guy. I was actually surprised the Vikings signed him again. And right now you're hearing about all these young guys getting chances as being the return man, whether it's punt or kick return. I'm talking Amir Abdullah. This is one guy I think is definitely in the danger zone when it comes to his job remaining with Minnesota Vikings.
Danger zone. This is a guy that you've predicted all offseason that is going to make the team. So you are switching gears. I've been on this kind of the whole time where I didn't think he was a shoe-in. And Mr. Nwangu is really showing those speedy little legs of his as far as a return man. So yeah, no, I don't think he should be safe or be feeling safe one damn bit. Especially with all these guys who got on the bottom of the depth chart, they're going to be able to play special teams. It's going to be dicey. If they're going to do the rosters today, I'd be very surprised if he made the team.
You remember that Natalie Imbruglia song?
Well, I remember a handful of them.
There's only one. It was Torn. That's where I'm with Amir Abdullah, because the fact that they even signed him and offered him a contract, to me, felt like they already had a spot for him in mind. But now you look at it, you mentioned all these young guys getting these reps. I haven't heard anything about Amir Abdullah as far as the offensive side of the football goes. And this team, I feel like they're either going to keep a bunch of corners or a bunch of D linemen, and that's going to take away from other positions. And it could be that running back position, and they could not. I mean, this might be the year they decided to keep 3 and not 4. And also, you might be keeping 3 quarterbacks this year, and that's got to come off of somewhere else. And it could be running back, and it could be Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, I think running back is very expendable this year. Madison is fantastic. We know what we got in Dalvin Cook, Nwangu, CJ Ham. We're a team that, not many teams keep a fullback. And Amir Abdullah, his only saving grace is that on punt return, if for some reason, Dede Westbrook isn't ready. I don't know why you're going in slow motion while you're drinking that. It's very creepy. If he stands out as maybe a punt returner, his only chance is special teams. And I know he is in the mix as a punt returner right now with Chad Beebe and with Smith Marset. And Smith Marset is not helping his case either. So Amir Abdullah is definitely in the danger zone.
Highway to the danger zone.
All right, next guy in the danger zone. This one breaks my heart. Last year's 4th round pick, James Lynch. He could be one and done. James Lynch has really gotten no sniffs, nothing really coming out about him at all. He's out there with the 2s, he's out there with the 3s. We know the depth we have at defensive line. We know he barely even got out on the field last year, but when he did, he got that beautiful sack.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I was looking back. The last time we're 4th round picks, we've generally held on to for at least a couple years. Willie Beavers, we drafted him in 2016, 15, I can't remember. He actually got cut that same damn year because he was absolutely horrible, but he's still in the league. Other than that,
horrible.
James Lynch is going to be, if he does get cut, he's going to be one of those guys as when it comes to 4th rounders, quickest exit yet.
You get Michael Pierce back, you bring in Dylan Thompson, you bring back Sheldon Richardson. Armand Watts is earning the praise of Mike Zimmer and Andre Patterson. He can play, he can provide interior pressure, he can be a run stuffer. And the last you hear about James Lynch is that they're trying to bulk him up to put him into a nose. That's never been his game. His game's always been that penetrator, been that sack guy, the interior pressure guy. If you're changing his game at this point, it to me that just shows like you're just it's a last ditch Hail Mary effort, trying to get something off this pick.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, when we drafted James Lynch, I was very excited. Loved it. When he's at Baylor, that's what he does. He gets after the quarterback, and that's his. We'll see. Sheldon Richardson signing really kind of put at least one nail in James Lynch's coffin. Well, one thing we can look at though is that maybe he goes on the practice squad. Maybe he can hang out there and come back next year and compete. I mean, we'll see, but I'm not feeling very confident right now.
Well, and I brought up Jalen Holmes, and the fact that, I mean, I did because the Vikings like these veterans who can play multiple positions. Holmes can do that. Doesn't do it very well. James Lynch hasn't proven he can do anything either, though. So if push came to shove, you got one spot left, and those are 2 guys. I could see them going with Holmes over Lynch.
I take it back. You're not Merlin. I'll give you Cougar. He was a handsome fella.
Who the hell was Cougar?
He was the one who gave up his wings right off the bat. That's what got Maverick and Goose in the Top Gun. That does not matter. Let's move on to the next guy. Drew.
Remember Cougar.
Samia. Drew frickin' Samia. Another 4th round pick that could be on the cusp.
This is year 3 for Drew Samia, right?
It seems like it's year 15. Seems like this guy's been around forever. Seems like he's been sucking forever. And it sounds like he's still sucking.
It's just so funny because when we first heard about this guy, we were all excited. We got him in the 4th round. Then he was like, the talk when he came to camp, the first mini camp was he's so big, he's so wide. We can't believe this guy that we got. And we didn't see him until last year, thrust into action, and he was horrible. And nothing has shown that we've seen in any of these practices so far in training camp that he's improved. It appears it's the same old situation. My favorite Motley Crue songs. When it comes to Drew Samia, he just can't block anybody. And again, I would rather take a chance on pretty much anyone else. Kyle Hinton, than Drew Samia. I've seen enough, and I don't think it's going to get any better. He's just not a good football player.
Yeah, well, that's a little rude. It's a little harsh. Drew Samia, the big thing coming out of Oklahoma is he's mean, he's nasty. He likes to just beat people up, which you love to hear when it comes to a guard. And he comes here and he's looked foolish out there. And again, just like James Lynch when he was drafted, very excited. Thought the value was there, thought that we got a steal, thought this is a guy that could actually be a starter. And with the guys we have at guard, especially with Oli Udoh moving over to guard, is just bumping Drew Samia back a little bit more. If it comes down to Dakota Dozier or Drew Samia, I hate to say it, but they're probably going to keep Dakota Dozier over him. And then you're right. They have guys like, they got Mason Cole who can play center. They can play guard. We got guys like Kyle Hinton. At this point, why wouldn't you just keep Kyle Hinton over Drew Samia? So we will see. But as of now, Drew Samia should be Drew shitting his pants right now.
Drew Samia. Pee in his pants. That would have been a little bit better.
I got it. Let's go one more. Let's go to the linebackers. What do you got?
Linebackers. This is tough because we're hearing good things about different linebackers from different sources. But the one guy who is the veteran, who I would be a little bit concerned about, is Cam Smith. Coming back from this heart surgery, which is crazy to think that he's even back. I mean, well done for him for coming back. It deserves a round of applause.
Absolutely.
Here's the this is harsh, but he wasn't very good prior to the surgery. Why would he be?
He was only at 1 year.
Why would he be any better after it? But I've seen some things saying he's playing with the ones, looking pretty damn good. But you look at who we got. You got Chad Surratt, who they drafted in the 3rd round. Blake Lynch, this undrafted kid who's continuing to impress. Ryan Connolly, we don't know what we got with him yet. He didn't play much last year. So there's competition there. Cam Smith, I didn't mention Troy Dye, 4th rounder from last year, who needs to bulk up, maybe get some different pads and stuff. But Cam Smith, man, this could be the year that he maybe is the odd man out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. When I see this, when it comes down to a numbers game at linebacker, how many are they going to keep? Who it's going to be? I see this coming down to Blake Lynch or Cam Smith, because like you said, and you got to get Nick Vigil in there too. Those are going to be our 3 starting linebackers: Kendricks, Barr, Vigil. We've seen even they're putting DJ Wanham back there, getting a little goofy. So maybe they actually end up keeping less linebackers because they're going to mix things up a little bit. But Cam Smith, just like who was it? Amir Abdullah. He's going to have to make his mark on special teams and show that he can add some depth at linebacker. I would love Cam Smith to make this team. But as of now, I think he is a little bit of a dark horse. It is interesting that they do have him out there with the ones a little bit. Deep down, I still wish they would have just drafted Blake Cashman.
Well, we all do. I know Cashman's had some injuries, but
I don't care. I don't care if Blake Cashman has no legs. I still want him on this team.
Wow. And I think you brought up a great point. One of these positions is going to be skimped. Last year it was safety. This year it could be linebacker. And if it is, maybe they only keep 5, and there's no way in hell Cam Smith can make it if that's the case. So we'll see what happens. The Vikings have some very tough decisions to make when it comes to final cuts, and linebacker is going to be one position that I don't know. They may feel, especially if they're dropping Wanham back, that they may feel they can maybe go a little skimpy on.
Well, and here's the thing. Something crazy is going to happen this year. Last year, when we the final 53, we kept Eddie Yarbrough and we kept Dan Chesina. So I fully expect one of those just eye-popping weird keeps that we end up doing, which is going to bump like a guy like Cam Smith, a guy like Amir Abdullah off this roster. So we will see, but something goofy is going to happen.
You ever see the Goofy movie? It was actually really good.
I highly doubt that.
No, it was.
I don't believe you. I'm not going to watch it.
You should.
I have seen Top Gun. Danger Zone. Danger Zone.
When is Top Gun 2 ever going to come out? I feel like it's been in works forever.
I think they're saying like Christmas now.
Yeah, probably Christmas 2024.
I'll be there. Those are our guys' comments down below. Who is somebody that you feel is in a danger zone? And remember, hashtag swag for that beautiful One Bar and Lepicus gear.
Is there do we have One Bar and Lepicus Dickies?
No, there's not.
Oh well.
Easy answer.
All right. Well, as you're dropping the swag hashtags, I want you guys to think about this. In North Korea, the sentence for getting caught watching porn is death.